Everyone, welcome. We're here with Carilina Alvarado. I always struggle with your last name.
Carilina Alvarado.
Alvarado, yeah. And she is here to because we've chosen her as our cosplayer of the month, not only for her performances and all our great cosplays, but her great turnaround and her spoiler, which just came out. It just banged so well. It was awesome. So I thought it was about time we went for someone at the top. Whereabouts are you from?
I am actually from Missouri, which is the middle, smack dab in the middle of America, of the United States, smack dab in the middle of the United States.
Oh, nice. How did you get into Flesh and Blood?
So I got into Flesh and Blood through a mutual friend. He basically got me into it. He's like, "Hey, there's this new game. If you would like to play it," and I obviously said yes. I love getting into new things and enjoying new things. I never played a card game before, so I just thought I would. And I ended up looking at the art and falling in love with the art. And after I fell in love with the art, I fell in love with the play style, and I kind of just dwindled from there.
Oh, that's awesome. What was your first cosplay? Was it in Fab or was it elsewhere?
So I dress up a lot.
Yeah.
In general. It's weird I don't know what to consider my first cosplay. Personally, I consider my first cosplay to be Exude Confidence.
Yeah.
It's just the first one I ever considered a cosplay. So I say Exude Confidence, but if we really go back, the first costume I ever really made myself was Katana from Mortal Kombat.
Oh, I love Katana.
Yeah, that was the first one I ever actually made from scratch completely. And then the first one that was ever made for me in general was Halle Berry's version of Catwoman when I was 3 years old.
Well, that is a classic, Halle Berry is a classic. Yeah, because you do quite a performance-based job, really, don't you?
Yes, I'm an aerialist. So I was born into the entertainment industry. My mother was an aerialist, my father was an aerialist, grandfather, all of my aunts still all of my aunts are aerialists. They still perform too. And so it's just in my blood to be a performer.
Awesome. So that kind of leads us into the next question is, what is your favorite Fab cosplay? It doesn't have to be anything that you've done, but it could be if you like. Has there been another cosplay that you've gone, wow?
So my favorite, I think I can answer both. I'll answer my own and I will not put that as my own as my favorite. So I'll just separate those. But my favorite, which one I think is probably the most impressive cosplay is Genus What You Need from Vegas.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I love that. Yeah.
That is the most impressive cosplay I have ever seen, and I still I gawk at it a lot. My favorite cosplay is Oldham. Not because I put it together so fast. It's just I like to call it my golden child or my olden child. Because it's just I think the way I constructed it was just beautifully, and it's very comfortable, and I feel very me in that costume. And so I think that's
and that's such an important thing, feeling comfortable, because we are players as well. We're not just here to cosplay. We want to play the game.
Yes, of course.
And I think was what was a big challenge you had during making a cosplay?
So every costume I make, there's always going to be a challenge. But my biggest challenge is just my mind. My mind is always running, and before I start any project, I always tell myself I cannot do it and that I am not good enough in my skill level to do it. And then I start it and I get it done, and I get it done beautifully. So it's really just in my mind. So my mind is my biggest saboteur.
Yeah, it's hard. The starting part is I've got 3 cosplays at the moment going, and it's the starting part and then narrowing it down so you just do one well.
Yeah, basically.
Okay, so I think we're almost close to all of the you've got it in front of you. We've almost closed up to the. Why is it not coming up on my phone? There it is. So we've got. Yeah, we're up to the questions from the community. So first one we got on Facebook is from Kiki Lombard. They are a wonderful member of our community here in New Zealand, and they managed to make it over to America. So they ask, how are you one of the best people I've met through the game, and also how do you slay so hard all the time?
So I love Kiki. So Kiki was one of the first people I ever met through the game, which is so weird because they're from so far away.
Yeah.
Kiki and I met about a year ago.
Yeah.
About a year ago. Through mutual friends and stuff like that. The person that got me into the game put me through Kiki, and that's how I met Kiki. And I just think that they're such a driving force in this community and such an amazing person in general.
Oh, they are. They're definitely.
Yeah.
I love catching up with them myself, so I understand.
I do owe a lot to Kiki, and I think that, again, what did they say? They're like, hold on, let me bring that question up. How are you one of the best people I've met through the game? And I think I like to channel my energy through Kiki, and so honestly the reason why I'm one of the best people they've met through the game is because I like to channel myself through them. So in reality, Kiki's the best person in the game.
They have great energy. They're awesome. So then we go on to Twitter. Hopefully we don't go down the rabbit hole too much. Princess Lara asks, what is your workout routine? Cause reasons.
My workout routine is a lot. Sometimes I'll go to the gym for 3 hours a day, 7 days a week, and then sometimes I'll get very sick or I'll get really into cosplay that I just don't leave my house for 2 weeks. So there's not really a workout routine here. It's only when I work out. But the best way to work, the best health advice that I can get is just clean eating, honestly. You don't have to work out every day if you're eating clean and taking care of your body in other ways, taking care of your mental health, taking care of yourself in your own needs and knowing your own body.
Yeah. Okay, cool. And then, this one's a mouthful. Super Coma asks, what are your top 3 universally useful costume materials? Let's say I'm making a cosplay for the whole family for a con, but I have no idea what it will be yet. What should I have on hand? Right now I have cardboard, masking tape.
Hey, that's an extra step. That's a step.
That's lots.
If you haven't heard it, that's actually a lot. 3 most important things are EVA foam of any kind, of any direct size, of any diameter, a Dremel, and a heat gun. Exactly.
Yeah, heat gun. My best friend heat gun.
Yes. Yeah. You can do a million different things with those 3 items. You can make literally anything you can think of. You can make whatever you want with EVA foam, a Dremel, and a heat gun.
Yeah, I love my glue gun and duct tape.
Yeah, I love my contact
fixing anything on the road. So then we go. Mink Swift guy. He asked, "How do you do those big shoulders? I need to make some ostentatious shoulder pads."
So I have technically made 2 different giant shoulder pads, but I lied. I cheated because I've technically only ever made 1. So my giant chain shoulder pads that I made, I destroyed them and repurposed them into my old him shoulder pads. So because it took me a lot of time to figure out how to make shoulder pads.
Yeah.
So when it when it was time to make the Oldham ones, I said, I'm not doing that to myself again.
Yeah.
So I took my chain ones, added structure to make them pointy, and that's all I did. All I did.
Yeah.
But a start to make shoulder pads, there are a million different patterns online. So all you have to do is find a pattern of shoulder pads that you like. I recommend Kamui Cosplay. She has a million different patterns, a million different things that you can just tweak around for your own shoulder pad. And that's exactly what I did. There's no patterns for flesh and blood cosplay. There's no patterns for anything. So you have to go in blind, basically. You have to go in blind. And so I go in blind with everything I make. Shoulder pads for chain, I didn't have a pattern at all. I kind of just went in blind, and I didn't draw a pattern. I almost never draw patterns for anything because I'm lazy. And so I freehand everything I make. Why not? We deal with the consequences later. But there are a million different cosplay pauldron patterns online. If you start with one and you tweak it around, you can make anything.
I'm a bit the same as you. I don't use patterns because I can't not get it right if I do it myself and make it up. So it's good to hear someone else does that.
Yeah, I just can't with the patterns. I'm so bad.
Yeah, I think I brought one. It's still in the box.
Yeah, basically.
Okay, so we've got Creepy Supreme TM needs advice on how to slay so hard, or get whale unbanned.
So the way to slay so hard is to fake it till you make it. To slay is to have a false sense of confidence, and to slay is to look good even when you don't think you look good. So slay is a lifestyle. Slay is love. Slay is loving yourself even if you don't actually love yourself. Slay. I also can't get whale unbanned. My whale was actually taken from me from Ethan Van Sant. Ethan Van Sant has my winter's whale right now, and he is leaving it. He is keeping it hostage. So honestly, ask him.
Yes, and then we have Black Queen Studio also says she needs slay-related advice, but also, what advice would you give to someone getting into cosplay for the first time?
Mara
already slays.
Yeah. Mara already slays. Mara does not need my slay-related advice. No, Mara slays awesome. Every day of her life. Mara is the textbook definition of slay. She slays every day. She does not need me. Mara does not need me. I am slay adjacent when I am next to Mara. And so my biggest advice for a new coming cosplayer is to choose something you love and not just choose something because it's popular.
Yeah.
Because when you're going to choose something you love, you're actually going to have the drive to finish it. If you choose something popular because you think, oh, everyone's going to like this, are you going to like it? Are you going to like it? Because if you don't like it, then you're not going to get it done. You're not even going to want to start it. You will not want it. If other people want it and you don't want it, then you're not going to do it. If other people want it and you want it, you're going to do it because it's something you want to do, not something that other people want to do. Sure, other people want to do it, but do you want to do it? And that's what you need to look at.
Yeah. We got JC Huntsman asks, when can we expect a... Okay, I guess you can kind of bring it back to the Rip Daddy of the Depths. Riptide Daddy.
Riptide Daddy. Never.
Yeah, it kind of comes back to that whole
asking me, and I'm not doing it. Okay, so that's my thing. I love gender bending cosplay. I think that's just my favorite.
Yeah.
I really found my niche in that, and I love messing with gender. I think gender is a construct, and we don't really need to abide by the binary. We don't need to abide by the binary. If I want to cosplay a man one day and then a sexy lady the next, I can. And I think that's just where I love gender bent cosplays, because I can do a mix of both without compromising my comfortability. And I don't think Riptide is my thing. But if you want to do a sexy Riptide, go right ahead. But not me. I'm good, King. I am good.
Just down to our last question, and what are you most looking forward to in Flesh and Blood? We've just had our pre-release, so we've got a few new heroes to back. It's nice having my Azalea back to try and get to the top, but I'm really enjoying the assassin feel. So what are you looking forward to?
Robitussin. Okay. I am really looking forward to Pro Tour in Baltimore. That's what I'm getting ready for right now. I have yet to start my cosplay because I am procrastinating. Infiltrate took a lot out of me. I definitely wasn't expecting to start a cosplay so fast in between Oldhim and Infiltrate. There was like maybe 6 days of rest, maybe. And so I'm taking my little break right now, and then I'm going to start. I've slowly been ordering my things, and then I'm going to speed run that cosplay so fast. I'm going to speed run that cosplay so fast that you will never see. You were not going to see me for a hot minute, and then I'm going to show up at Pro Tour Baltimore with a new cosplay because I procrastinated so long that I will have to turn off my phone and cosplay create for 24 hours every single day in order for it to be finished. But that's what I'm really excited for. I'm excited for Pro Tour Baltimore. I'm excited to see all the new cosplays, and I'm excited to play. Hopefully I get to play more. I am excited just to see the community grow. I'm excited to see more cosplayers come out with every new event. I'm excited. I think the community, my 1 year cosplay anniversary is actually coming up. And I'm just going back and seeing how nervous I was the first time I ever went out and cosplayed in general. I didn't think anybody was going to cosplay, and I thought everyone was just going to stare at me. And everyone did stare at me, but there were other cosplayers getting stared at too. And so it was a little fine. It was fine. But the difference in my confidence level, my comfortability being in costume around a bunch of card game players, is it's a lot better now, and I'm really excited to see myself and to see other people and other people's costumes and everyone's growth. I love seeing everyone's growth.
Yeah, it seems that every event we seem to get better and better, and the caliber is quite high. I was actually really impressed that we had quite a high caliber in Auckland because I didn't know what to expect.
Yeah. But my friend, I had a few friends go over, and they're like, just go and bring a cosplay. And I'm like, I'm not doing that. But you guys, yeah, I can't. I was not gonna go all the way to Auckland for the cosplay contest, which I thought about it a few times, like 10 times. I almost bought my ticket to Auckland at least 10 times. But I didn't. I had other things to do with that money.
Yeah, that's cool. And now you're going to be at Pro Tour Baltimore, which is going to be awesome. And I've seen all the whisperings on the our Discord of all people and the things that they're making and new people making stuff. So I think there's going to be quite a few there.
Is, and I'm really excited to see everybody. I'm trying to be a little rat snake again and get some information out of people, but no one's budging. No one's budging. No one's giving me their ideas. What world we live in where we don't get to tell each other our ideas, huh?
So just finishing off, is there any socials you want to plug? I actually really enjoy the roller coaster that is following you on Twitter.
If you want to follow my Twitter, beware that I have many a mental breakdowns, at least 12 times a month, and I just tweet everything. I love Flesh and Blood, so I do tweet about Flesh and Blood, but it's also my personal Twitter, so I just tweet about everything. I've had that Twitter since I was 12 years old, and so when a bunch of Flesh and Blood people started following me, I said, I'm not changing my content. They're just going to have to deal with me. And so they deal with me, and I love it, and they love it. And some people block me. There have been a few flesh and blood people who just block me because I think I show up in their timeline too much. So there's a lot of people that just have me blocked, and I love it. I love seeing a new person block me. It's amazing.
I actually got blocked by somebody on Twitter, and I didn't understand why, because I'd never met the person. But
I'm gonna see if I ever see these people in real life that block me, the first thing I'll be like, "Oh my god, hi! You have me blocked on Twitter." I'm so prepared for it. So prepared for it. I have their names and everything. Their names, their faces. I'll find them in real life. I'll call them out in real life. I don't care.
All right. So
my
thank
Twitter
you so
is
much.
Itchy Velour, and my Instagram is Carilina2 Alva, ALVA.
Cool. And yeah, you quite regularly I find your stuff and put it onto the Cosplay Flesh and Blood page if anyone's interested. The bits and pieces on there. And we also have a Discord where we pump each other up, help each other out, and give each other advice, or just like share stuff that we find, goodbyes and so forth. So thank you so much for your time, Carilina. And let's go with some great photos from the beautiful artist.